In a quiet and dimly lit neighborhood, there lived a notorious drug dealer named Lucas. He was known for his connections, his illegal activities, and his ability to evade the authorities. But there was something sinister about Lucas, something that sent shivers down the spines of those who crossed paths with him. One gloomy night, as Lucas was preparing his latest shipment of drugs, a loud knock echoed through the empty hallways of his rundown apartment building. Bewildered, he cautiously opened the door to find a mysterious figure dressed in a tattered cloak, their face concealed by the shadows. The stranger handed Lucas a small package, their voice barely a whisper as they warned him, "Beware, Lucas. These drugs carry a curse, a darkness that will consume your very soul." Unfazed by the warning, Lucas scoffed and dismissed it as nonsense. Little did he know a sinister force had been awakened, ready to exact its revenge. As Lucas began distributing the cursed drugs throughout the city, strange occurrences started happening. People who consumed the drugs would become plagued with nightmarish visions and haunting whispers in their ears. They were tormented by their deepest fears, unable to escape the grasp of the malevolent curse. One by one, Lucas' customers began to disappear, their fate unknown to the unsuspecting drug dealer. Rumors spread like wildfire, attributing the disappearances to the curse linked to the drugs he peddled. Lucas, consumed by greed and arrogance, refused to believe the tales. But as the whispers grew louder and the visions more vivid, Lucas could no longer deny the terrifying truth. He found himself haunted by the very curse he had unleashed upon others, unable to escape the relentless grasp of the supernatural. Every corner he turned, every shadow he glanced at, Lucas felt a presence lurking, watching, waiting to claim his tormented soul. Sleepless nights turned into waking nightmares as he became a mere shell of his former self. Desperate to break free from the curse, Lucas sought out help from the occult. He delved into ancient rituals and dark arts, trying to find a way to rid himself of the malevolent force that had consumed his life. But with each failed attempt, the curse only grew stronger, tightening its grip on his tortured existence. In the end, Lucas met a fate worse than death itself. The curse, now fully unleashed, consumed him entirely, trapping his tormented soul in a never-ending cycle of fear and agony. His name became nothing more than a cautionary tale, a chilling reminder of the consequences that awaited those who dared to play with forces beyond their comprehension. Deep within the shadows of Hillside Drive, there existed a sinister secret. It was whispered among the townsfolk, a tale too chilling to speak of openly. The story revolved around a notorious drug dealer, known only as the Spectre. With a face concealed behind a mysterious mask, the Spectre haunted the dark corners of the city, peddling his dangerous wares. He roamed the night, his presence sending shivers down the spines of those who knew of his illicit activities. Nobody dared to cross the Spectre, as rumors circulated about the gruesome fate that awaited those who betrayed him. It was said that he had supernatural powers, able to control minds and manipulate reality itself. His underground empire grew, attracting desperate souls seeking a taste of forbidden delights, yet little did they know that their desire for a temporary escape would lead them down a treacherous path, one from which there was no return. Hillside Drive, once a peaceful neighborhood, was now under the tight grip of the specter's malevolence. A dark cloud of fear hung over the residents, suffocating the air they breathed. The walls whispered of the horrors that had taken place behind closed doors, and the streets trembled under the weight of unspeakable crimes. But as the night grew darker, so did the specter's hunger for power. He delved deeper into the darkest realms of the supernatural, seeking to solidify his dominance over the drug trade. His potions became more potent, his influence more insidious, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Yet, fate had a way of intervening in the darkest of times. A small group of brave individuals determined to free Hillside Drive from the clutches of this malevolent force embarked on a dangerous mission. Armed with their unwavering will and a secret weapon, they ventured into the heart of darkness. As they confronted the specter, a battle of wills unfolded, binding their fates together in an eternal struggle between good and evil. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy as their forces clashed, each fighting for their own version of justice. In a climactic final act, the truth behind the specter's power was revealed. He was not the embodiment of evil, but rather a tormented soul, trapped and consumed by the very darkness he had unleashed. And it was this revelation that became his ultimate downfall. With the battle won, Hillside Drive slowly began to heal from the scars of its haunting past. The residents, once paralyzed with fear, rediscovered the warmth of community and the strength born from overcoming adversity. The legend of the specter would live on, a cautionary tale for future generations. But Hillside Drive had tasted the bittersweetness of victory, knowing that darkness could be conquered and that even in the face of true horror, hope would always prevail. Once upon a time, on the dark and eerie streets of Hollow Street, there was a notorious drug dealer known only as the Shadow. Legends surrounded his name as people whispered tales of his diabolical activities. The residents of Hollow Street lived in a constant state of fear, paralyzed by the presence of this mysterious and terrifying figure. The Shadow was described as a tall and gaunt man, his face hidden beneath a tattered black hood. His eyes, filled with an otherworldly glow, sent shivers down the spines of anyone unfortunate enough to encounter his gaze. No one knew his true identity or where he came from, but they knew one thing for certain: crossing his path would only bring doom. The residents of Hollow Street, desperate to rid themselves of the Shadow's malevolent presence, attempted to seek help from the authorities, but their pleas fell on deaf ears. The police were too afraid to confront this supernatural drug lord, for he seemed to possess a power that went beyond human comprehension. One fateful night, a young couple, Mark and Emily, found themselves lost in the labyrinthine alleys of Hollow Street. It was said that the Shadow's hideout lay hidden within these very streets, and as fate would have it, their footsteps led them closer to his lair. As they wandered deeper into the darkness, they could feel an ominous presence encroaching upon them. Whispers filled the air, carried on the chilling wind, foretelling their impending doom. The very atmosphere seemed to vibrate with the wicked energy of the Shadow's influence. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a decrepit old house. Its windows were boarded up, shrouding its insides in impenetrable darkness. A sense of foreboding washed over them, but curiosity got the better of them. They exchanged a nervous glance before deciding to enter. Inside, the air was thick with an unsettling stillness. The walls oozed with a grimy residue, and the floors creaked under their every step. As they ventured deeper into the house, they uncovered a hidden room in the basement, filled with eerie symbols and remnants of dark rituals. Just as they were about to make their escape, the shadow materialized before them. A cold sweat dripped down their spines as his chilling laughter echoed through the room. With a wave of his hand, he cast a spell, trapping them within the room forever. For years to come, the house on Hollow Street became a true haunted relic. Those brave enough to approach its decaying walls would hear the tormented cries of Mark and Emily, forever trapped in the shadow's malevolent grasp, their souls tainted by the darkness they encountered. Now haunted Hollow Street forever, seeking redemption. And so the legend of the shadow grew, instilling a chilling fear in the hearts of all who dared to mention his name. Hollow Street became a cautionary tale, a place where the horrors of the supernatural met the evils of the drug underworld, leaving a trail of terror and despair in its wake.